Since Crispy's trying to eat the mic, you doing the intro.
Welcome back to the Globe, nerds. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. To my right, I have Mark. Down below me, I have Darrell. I've got Philip here too. We've got Ty, and we are the nerds from around the globe. Welcome back to the Global Nerds Podcast. We've got some great stuff for you today. How are you guys doing?
I'm good.
I am alive.
It's
Nah,
good to
it's
say
good
that. It's good to be alive.
It is. I is kind. I is important. Y'all don't get that reference. You're just too young.
I got that reference. The movie that says that somehow people aren't racist unless they're like bug-eyed female snidely whiplashes, like that one character was. I kept Bryce Dallas Howard. Is that her name?
Yes, I freaking love her, man.
No, that was a cartoon villain, man. I kept expecting her to go, "Where's the gold?"
All I know is about Bryce Dallas Howard. She needs to take over and direct the next feature film in the Star Wars franchise because every episode she's directed on Mandalorian has been my favorite. And I didn't even know it was her. I'm like, this is my favorite episode. Directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. Like, oh.
I would love to see her, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni direct something together because as far as the live action directors go, those three are the GOATs right now. We need Lucas back in The Mandalorian. And just in Lucasfilm in general,
and make the actual stuff canon, and not disregard the fans.
Yeah, they could solve their whole. I know Disney's just trying to pump stuff up for the brand centric streaming service. They could solve so many of their problems if they just adapt Legends. They've got so much source material there,
but they won't.
True.
But anyways, speaking of Legends and Legends coming back, we just got through seeing a really interesting series reboot, quote unquote.
Is it a reboot though?
It's not a reboot.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say a reboot.
You could say that we watched it once, but we're gonna rewatch it always.
Speak for yourself.
Oh yeah, that was terrible, man. That was tragic. That was like a car accident tragic.
We're talking about once and always in the joke.
Both at this point.
So Power Rangers once and always, man. Yeah.
Well, guys, backstory. It is on Netflix. Power Rangers Once and Always is now worldwide available on Netflix. You can watch it. They have Netflix subscription. If you don't have a Netflix subscription, I'm not saying what I'm saying, but there's ways to watch it. Yeah.
And to be fair, like you could just sign up for Netflix for 1 month and then just cancel straight away.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Not the hardest thing in the world.
Not even that. Just do the week trial.
Yeah.
So you can see it.
Everybody when Squid Game comes back.
Right.
Because Chris loves his Squid Games, especially on Roblox.
I need to play that again. I need to just win a Squid Game because I've played it 4 times, never won once. I gotta correct that. But I thought Once and Always was decent personally. I thought it was decent. But I mean, sorry, you first, man.
Oh, no, you go on.
Hold on, you guys. Somebody's a lot of movement going on.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry about that. Oh, it was just my mic.
Somebody trying to get freaky on the podcast. What's going on? A lot of breathing and movement. What's happening?
Sneako's girlfriend and some other guy entered the chat all of a sudden.
Oh
no. You go that far.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we came to a consensus on what our rating would be. And I believe the Global Nerds gave it a 6 out of 10 morphs of the week.
7.5.
A high six.
It was 7.5, man. 7.5.
I gave it a 6.9. I thought it was nice.
All right, so guess the question is, what bumped your guys' ratings?
The good
I gave
things.
it a specific 7.5 because it was good for what it was. If you completely look at it and view it and enjoy it as a Power Rangers fan, you get everything that you want. The cheesiness, the cheesy cheesecake dialogue that doesn't fit the characters where they are now. The fights, the way everything is just done is just it's Power Rangers, classic 90s Power Rangers, okay?
Yeah. Classic 90s period.
Yeah. But if you view it in context to what's cinema and film and TV the way it is now in the landscape to its counterparts and everything like that, it's abysmal. I'm sorry to say it, but it's abysmal. The casual people out there who like superheroes will not enjoy Once and Always. I'm sorry. Sorry. Not sorry.
I also kind of think that if you're not if you haven't been watching after say Mighty Morphin season 3 or even after Zeo, you wouldn't get half of the stuff like why is this person coming back? Why are the power coins? Because I've seen a lot of people kind of talk about this and they're like, oh shit, like I didn't know this happened, or when did this happen, or what is this? Like, huh? And it's like you guys haven't been watching or you haven't looked into it beforehand. So I think that plays into like kind of a big part of it these days too.
Yeah, to really fully understand and appreciate Once and Always, you definitely have to be a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan, okay? You guys have to watch Mighty Morphin season 1 through season 3 to fully appreciate and understand what they're doing with this special, because it's pretty much a love letter to that season.
Yeah.
That season of Power Rangers.
I wish Hasbro knew that when they made this, because it feels like, I mean, they go for a hard task, credit to that. But I mean, like, if you're going to market to old fans and the kids, if you got to pick one, just go for the older fans, because those are the ones who are going to come and see this.
Yeah.
But overall, man, I thought for what it was, again, decent. I mean, like, it didn't give me the escalation I was hoping for, but you can tell that they are still trying. Like, I mean, like the putties feel more formidable. You can see the wear and tear on the Rangers. Like when they get hit, it's like it affects them, and you're like, oh my god, is this gonna could they be done for? Like that was a serious hit there, you know?
Yeah, there's stakes when they battle. There's no automatic, oh, they about to win and kick ass. Here, you absolutely feel like, oh, they're really fighting. I'm not sure if they're going to come out of this unscathed. And I enjoy that.
Yeah, I think it's also. Oh, train of thought's completely gone. Yeah, it feels more dangerous. Like Rita wanted to kill them. Like if you ever look back at like any of the Power Rangers series, they're like, right, well, we're gonna hurt them. Like, oh, you can finish them off. No. We'll leave it for another day. Rita's like, no, I'm gonna straight up kill everyone. And that I felt was a little bit more. Like I think Rita stole the entire show, in my eyes, anyway.
Yeah, she was the MVP acting wise.
Yeah. I absolutely adored it because it's finally it's not stuff like, oh well yeah, I might do it. It's like, no, I'm gonna come to you. Like if you're sleeping in your house, I will come and stab you. And I'm like, dear God, Rita, where was this enthusiasm almost 30 years ago?
It was not acceptable on children's TV. Now it's on Netflix. They can do what the hell they want.
Man, children are tough. Give them some dark shit, toughen them up some more. I mean, we grew up on the Headless Horseman, from we all remember
Animated.
Disney's Headless Horseman, right?
Oh yeah, classic.
I thought that dude was scary, man. Disney wasn't afraid to get dark once upon a time.
Yeah, and my whole thoughts on Once and Always is it was great through and through. The stories seemed very contained in itself. There's a lot of questions on timing issues, like what about JJ and Mim and how they interact, or how old are they compared to some of the Rangers and all that. But it felt very, very rushed, in my opinion.
It did. It did feel rushed. I think we're slowly getting closer to the JJ stuff because, again, like it's like he's in karate school, so I still kind of think he's still quite young. I'd still think he's like maybe 12, 13. So he's not going to suddenly pop up tomorrow in Once and Always. Like I feel like that's going to be another couple of years before it. Min is obviously, I think, like maybe 15, 16. I would say I want to go at least 16 before you get the time skip. So that's my kind of thought process on that one. But I think in the next couple of years, we may slowly start getting like the passing of the powers to the younger Rangers and stuff like that. And then we finally get like a mixture of teams. But I don't think it's going to be Mighty Morphing. I think it's going to be here is like say Wild Force, or here is Jungle Fury, or Operation Overdrive, or Mystic Force. And I think you can slowly get new people coming in. And I would absolutely be for like a mishmash of Rangers. Like I think it'd be absolutely cool with like a mentor or something, like say Billy or Zach, or I want Zach actually. I would like Zach to be like the kind of mentor.
And
I hope
once
they don't...
and always definitely hyped Zach, like extremely hyped him up, even though it was supposed to be revolving around Billy.
I thought Billy got some good screen time too, though.
He did. They all did. It was focusing on the 3 characters there plus Rita, so it was well balanced in that aspect. The pacing of the film though was completely all over the place. It was at breakneck speeds, where that was my main issue. I could take the cheesecake, I could take it for what it was, because of course I'm a Power Rangers fan. But my main gripe is, if this is supposed to expand it to outside of Power Ranger fans and to make this something bigger, the pacing definitely needs to be addressed, because the scenes, they didn't have room to breathe. You couldn't digest what was going on because it was action. There was no effect. It just moved on to the next scene. The next scene, it was moving on like, okay, we have 3 hours of footage here. And then Netflix or Power Rangers or Hasbro, anyone, whoever says like, well, we only got 43 minutes of screen time, so cut all that shit down. And then you could feel like stuff was missing. Stuff was cut down. It was just rushed to get to the next climax of the film. So,
and this makes me really worried for Cosmic Fury, because a few people were speculating that I've talked to. They're like, "Well, just wait for Cosmic Fury. It's all leading up to Cosmic Fury." People should realize that if this is what we get for 45 minutes of a Power Ranger special, we got 10 episodes, maybe less of time for filming and a storyline to go through Cosmic Fury.
Well, Cosmic Fury is going to be the standard. No, well, it may work because it's 10 episodes at 22-minute runtime. So it's a standard, what is it? Standard time stamps for Power Rangers. So they may be able to tell a cohesive story in that time frame. There's no connective issues for you. Those of you guys thinking that once and always leads into Cosmic Fury. No, they're completely 2 separate things. This is an anniversary special, a love letter, a tribute to the Rangers and MMPR. This is something completely different. Cosmic Fury is something completely different as well. There's no connective tissue here at all.
Yeah, speaking of tributes, I wish they'd done more for Jason David Frank. More than the brief montage at the end. I mean, like, I know that he like passed away during post-production, but still, I mean, that's fucking Tommy, man. You know?
I think it's hard though. Like, what can you do to say like, oh, give him a tribute, but like the same things like with Trini? Because again, I think if this happened before Once and Always, again, I wish it didn't, but I think then the whole thing would have changed. But the fact is, Tommy doesn't die in Power Rangers until he's an old man, because then you've got the Zeo kind of story. Like maybe they could have put something at the very end, like maybe a montage of him, but then I kind of feel like you're taking it away from Twee, because it's I hate to say it, she doesn't like get anything whatsoever, and it's mainly focused on Tommy all the time. So I like what they did. Like, they chose a song that both had Tommy and Trini in it, and they both said, like, the only thing I could say which would have made the tribute a little bit more like kind of heartbreaking is if they had, like, say, in memory of, and it went straight to say Trini, and then it went straight to Jason. I think that it's a Tweed then to Jason. I feel like that to me would have stood out a little bit more, but I'm glad they at least put it in there rather than just be like, well, we'll wait for the next one type thing.
Do we think
Yeah.
that? Do we think the special did a good job honoring Twee's memory, though?
To me personally, it didn't feel like they. I mean, of course they honored her at the end, but the thing is, it had to do with the Yellow Ranger. Okay, I could separate the actor from the character. Okay, so what they did with the character, narratively, contextually, it was fine. Um, for them to pretty much, what could they have done for Three? We know she passed away and things like that, but it's kind of like, what could they have done to honor the character? We know she's not around, so I mean, she was killed off on screen in battle, so she received the hero's honorable death, defending her friend, being a hero. That's one way to go out. So yes, I love that aspect. But
I think
looking at it,
this brings up the point of the graveyard scene. I definitely think they should not have split the 1 year. They should have shown the funeral and shown different clips of like different memories, what they remembered Trini for. We saw it a little bit at the end of the special where Zach and Billy are telling Min about the crazy stuff that happened in their lives. I definitely think that would have been kind of a neat scene, or Zach and Min just BSing back and forth at home over dinner, something like that, or training with Min, something like that. But that's just me in that aspect.
Apparently, there is a scene that was cut from it, which showed Min looking at her mother like training and stuff like that, which I think would have been something that they could have put in, which I think worked well.
They chopped that up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, I hate the fact that they did take that out, because if any scenes that I think should have been cut out was the one with Min hitting that wooden block thing. Absolutely hated that scene, because it just felt like she had been like, say, it's like those fanboys where she suddenly knows who the Power Rangers is, and she's gone and said, I want to join, and they've gone no, and she's like, I hate you, I'll never be a ranger, and it's like, could have got rid of that scene, like 100%. Drop that scene and then put that one in where she's still hitting it, but then gets the whole thing of there's a flashback, and then it's like she sees Buzz Blast, and I think that would have worked 10 times better than what it is.
I think one of the major problems with Min as a character is they spend 30% of her screen time focusing on her loss and the loss that the whole family's felt, which those scenes are great, but they spend 70% of the time at making her just the stereotypical teenage rebel. Why won't you let me join the fight?
Yeah, like I can see the anger that builds up, but like it's just a little bit kind of weird at the same time. Like, why not kind of build that character? And I think we probably would have got that if it was like, say, like an extra half an hour or something. So it's like an hour and a half or something like that. I just feel like there's so much stuff that they could have done. And to go back to that question of like, do I think that they did stuff for Trini? I would have liked more. I would have liked to see the funeral scene. I would have liked to have seen a bit more added to it, rather than just the generic like, oh well, she's dead, move on, and then like it's never really kind of brought up properly. I would have loved to have seen a funeral scene. I would have loved to have seen a bit more of a memory that would have got us all choked up. So yeah, like it did and it didn't. I think that's the only thing I could say on that one.
Is there anything we want to talk about now that we like any spoilery stuff we want to talk about at all?
Yeah, I mean, Robo Rita, how she was created, I kind of like it, where her essence pretty much took over Alpha's body, which is how she got the robot form. I like how they did that there. I enjoyed. Well, maybe this is a con. How the hell is JJ still so young and Min is like 16? So did Trini have the kid before JJ, Tommy them? Like, how did y'all even know she was pregnant? Like, who's the daddy? Like, there's so many questions I need answered.
See, Darrell,
that's an episode.
You are on my mind link. You're linking my mind here, because that was my first question. Like, okay, we've seen JJ in. Well, he was mentioned in Ninja
Dimensions of
Steel
Danger, right?
as almost a 8 to 10-year-old, roughly. Size of bike, I can estimate around that time. Junior karate class, I want to say he's probably around 10, 12. That's how I could see it. But when you see Min, she's probably 15, 16.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Maybe she had Min like straight after like at the peace
After-
conference.
Yeah,
Probably,
yeah, something like that.
Which
Yeah.
is confirmed to be canon. That was one speculatory thing.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like, because obviously people have asked this to Simon, and they Simon Bennett, if anyone is wondering, and he turned around and just said like they never really thought of the father. Like they just see her as a single mom, and that's it. And I was just like, okay, I can get behind that. I mean, it could
I
be
get it,
anything.
but in order to have a kid, you have sex, you get sperm. Did she go to a sperm bank or did she, one night stand? Like, who's the pappy? Like, I still need to know. Like, who is it?
That's the question. It could be anyone.
Like,
Oh no!
Like, this is
Got
so
risky.
right. Like, there's
Got
too much going on. Like,
Yeah, we need a
I
new
don't
episode
know.
where she goes and finds her father. That could be an interesting story.
and what if it turns out that it's actually Billy
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
and no one knows? Like, your father is Billy. And she's like, yes.
Or
Power
her father
Rangers.
might be Zach. Her father
That's-
might be Zach. She spent most of the screen time with Zach. So
That's gonna be an entire season, man. Season 30, the battle for custody.
Oh God.
One,
Oh, what
one
if
of
they
the-
don't
one-
even know?
And one of the
Oh,
Rangers
shit.
is Saul Goodman.
Oh.
horrible.
No, what if it is Zach and Trina didn't tell him to protect him and all this type of shit? Like, yes, you were the father, but we couldn't say anything. I didn't want to say anything and all that.
no, it's
I mean,
There is
I-
that would make sense because Billy does sort of have a father affect toward her. I freaking love that last scene in the juice bar. That between them and that between the three of them, that was so fucking heartfelt. It's beautiful and nostalgic. The place still looks as great as ever.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Right, so this is the setting for what happens. So Trini knows where Zordon is, and she goes to him in space, and she goes, "Zordon, I know you're never going to say what happens. This person's the father of my child." And he's like, "Right, I will. I'll make sure I tell the Rangers." And she's like, "No, you won't." And then suddenly Andros comes in, and she cheeses it off, and he kills it, and it's just like Zordon's the only one who knows. But where's Zordon? No one knows.
oh no!
Jeez.
That's dark and morbid as hell.
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
Zordon's the only one, and
Goddamn.
Billy's like, "I'm trying to get her back."
Zordon's the father. Zordon's the father.
Well, hang on. We're all looking. We're all thinking of, it's going to be Zach. It's going to be Richie. It's going to be that. What happens if it's Ernie?
Oh.
Oh,
shit.
ew. Oh, my God.
Oh,
no.
Nickelodeon is.
No. Oh god, no.
I would love that. I would love it if it's like if it's Ernie.
Speculating who's the pappy. What if it's somebody we don't even know? It's just some, like I said, some stranger where she just turned up one night and was like, "Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
have no day after pill."
that would expand the world. You don't want it to feel too small.
It would.
What happens if it's Harvey Garvey?
Oh.
I mean,
He
he
was
is.
dead already. Right.
How do we know? Maybe maybe she was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing. Really think this is awesome. Like, I'm really like glad and stuff." And
What
it's
if
like,
it's Skull?
I was just about to say that.
What if it's Skull?
I was just about to say that.
That took me a second, but goddamn.
We already know he got one kid, Spike. And what if Spike is men like, "Hey, we look kind of like each other." Oh shit.
Oh no.
I don't see
Oh,
Skull
shit.
in her though.
I mean, bruh,
That's a
if you go
rewatch
back,
right there.
if you go back and look at the original series, Skull was hitting on her badly. Every chance he could, he was going at her.
I always thought he had a thing for Kimberly, but he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm just going to go for the other hottest character there."
All right. Oh shit! No more speculation on Trini's papping, baby papping.
I mean,
We had fun.
I gotta ask you guys this: would you prefer? Would you prefer the older Rangers to stay on, or would you prefer them to pass the torch?
No, I want seasoned heroes. I don't want no
Yeah.
more damn high school kids.
Yeah.
Keep them kids
I
in
mean-
high school.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would prefer if they stayed on, but I prefer if they pass, you know, the powers on to someone else. Like keep them on, but just keep them on as mentors. Don't have them fight anymore.
No. I
feel
disagree. I want them to fight.
Same.
You could pass the heroes on maybe a year or two later down the line. We need seasoned heroes. We have not had seasoned heroes since what? Time Force Lightspeed Rescue.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm with
Well,
Darrell.
yeah,
I
I'm with
guess
Darrell on
we
this.
could bring up Rocky and how he kind of got shafted again, but his comedy was on point.
See, as much as I
Threw
don't,
away my noodles.
yeah, I don't like Rocky. I just think he was badly written in that one. It's just like, it's like, so metal is that magnet does metal. Yeah, it does, Rocky. Like it's normal. Like, where did you get it from? Oh yeah, I didn't know like they were made of metal. Yeah, Rocky, it's a magnet. Well, what's magnets do? Trash metal, Rocky. Sure will get those bad guys. Yeah, Rocky, it will. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
fucking- they pulled a Jesse Pinkman on those guys. Remember Breaking Bad? Jesse's just like, how about a magnet?
Oh yeah.
That's what they do. That's literally what they do. They just Breaking Bad those guys.
So, no, I've just got this thing. Sorry, like it's the back at the command center, and it's just like they're going like, yeah, I'm so glad that we got the bad guys. Yeah, we should use a magnet. Oh fucking hell, Rocky. Yeah, we have. That's the whole thing. Yeah, I know, but a magnet would be really good against these guys. Yeah, Rocky. It's on the screen. Like they're caught by a magnet. Oh, that's a really great idea. We should use a magnet. I'm like, I can't stand Rocky. They just made him stupid in this one.
Yeah.
They've done that before though. Let's be real.
Speaking of stupidity, can we just talk about how Billy was fucking around messing with the damn morphin grid?
Yes.
They've
We need
done-
to find
he's done that
Zordon.
before.
We need him back. Why did you need Zordon back? Why?
We miss him.
The biggest
We
flex
got his mentor, Gosei. We fine.
They were lonely. He was lonely.
He was not lonely. He was Aquatar beating up some pussy. That's what he was doing.
He was just in his head. He was just like, maybe Zordon is Min's father. I gotta hook him up. I gotta link up with him and find out.
Oh,
He was on Aquatar. He was fine.
You brought me back from the dead for this shit.
Could you imagine though? Like he's the biggest flex in the world. It's like, so I'm the richest ranger in the history of it. I brought Zordon back. I tapped into the morphing grid without any information. I have this entire company. What have you done, Rocky? Oh, I like a big magnet. Of course you do, Rocky. Of course you do. I think it was just a flex. Like, I think you just flexed it.
I think I really do think there's a lot of potential for older Rangers. Like I think there has been for some time, and that's a point I can give to Once and Always is they give us a glimpse of what that could be like. You know, they're seasoned, they're experienced, and they're balancing everything with their adult lives now. And on top of that, there is a wear and tear there. I mean, like they have subtle indications that they have gotten kind of old, and like that might be why the hits are affecting them more. It's kind of like John Wick, you know, like he's a one-man army badass, but there's also some wear and tear there because he's out of practice and he's gotten older. Like I feel like there's a lot of potential there. Plus, you can deal with darker themes.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, I don't mind them coming back, but I want them to give the powers up and say I'm done. But I want them to be like properly beaten or like really mind fucked to the point where it's like, look, I'm old, I can't do this anymore. Hey kid, random person A on the street, this morph is for you, you new Power Ranger.
Or you could have it like both ways, like they did with Batman Beyond. New guys and the old team together.
I would be up for that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Any,
I don't know. How did
any
you guys feel about the tone though? Because it was kind of all over the place.
tone was a weak point.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the tone for what it was because it definitely wasn't the same as say Dino Fury or anything before that. So I had no problem with it because like how much could you make it sound like say MMPR or something like that? I think it's really, really hard to do it. So for me personally, I was just like, do you know what? I don't mind this. This seems okay.
Hmm. I don't know. It sounded like it was a miscommunication, misdirect. You know, the cast thought it was one thing. It's more adult. It's not what you think, and all this type of stuff. And then we get the final project, and it was like, no, it's the same run of the mill Mighty Morphin Power Rangers episode. So it was kind of like I guess they was told one thing, and then the finished project came out, it's something completely different. Because, like I said, I enjoyed it for Power Rangers, but if I take myself out of being a fan and watching it and enjoying it as a casual person who don't know Power Rangers, maybe this was their first run in with Power Rangers, I wouldn't have made it past the first 10 minutes.
Mm.
And that's just me being honest, because it was there was nothing to captivate you within the first 10 minutes. It was too dumbed down. It was too childish. It was cheesecake, for the lack of a better term. They say it was marketed towards an older audience. How older do you guys think? 4 is old to y'all? 5 years old? Because it was still written and the complexities wasn't even there. It was just like for 4 or 5 years old. It's the best way I could explain it is for not even children that are in fifth grade. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I want Power Rangers to grow up. Just grow up.
Yeah. I think personally, I think I would have liked it if they used that time to tie up loose ends from it. So you would have had a lot of stuff. Like you could have explained, like, yeah, so obviously you've got Trini in there, you've got Robo Rita, because obviously she comes back, but then you've got enough time to say, okay, well, how did Billy like build this technology? How did this happen? How did that happen? And like look at all the little elements of, like, you could have had, you know, maybe this is the second one, have like Scorpina come back, because where did she go? Like effectively she's still out there. You know, I know people are going to be like, but the comics, it's like, yeah, the comics being shit right now because that's a different like universe type thing. But I feel like you could have easily have tied stuff up. Look at the end of, like, say, Beast Morphers, where they tied in RPM. Dino Fury, you have a few other elements. So they could have easily have spent more time figuring it out and answering more questions. That's what I think I probably would have wanted more.
I agree. It just need a lot more. A lot of stuff seemed like it was just missing out or cut out for pacing, because again, that's part of the pacing issues there. But again, I guess just to wrap it all up with this kind of review, our chat, we're talking about it. So it's not really a review here. It's written already, but
yeah,
you will enjoy it. If you're a Power Rangers fan,
And at
you
least
will enjoy it.
3 of us have done reviews on our YouTubes. So
yeah. Just don't go in there expecting too much of an escalation. Get ready for some 90s cheese. Get ready for a little bit of nostalgia, some Power Rangers charm, and we think you'll like it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Rita dies too fast too. That's another thing. They just swatted her like a fly at the end.
Yeah. Again, pacing. It seems like, oh, okay, we got this 3-hour movie. Nah, you got 20 minutes. What? What do you want us to do? Condense 3 hours in 20 minutes? Like, yes,
Yeah,
do it.
they chopped the fuck out of that thing on the cutting room floor. It really, this movie has all the signs of executive meddling, and Hasbro, if you got like the Snyder cut of Once and Always out there somewhere, we would love to see that, man.
Exactly. We need the extended version.
You like money? There you go.
Yes. We need the director's cut on Blu-ray, DVD, 4K UHD with HDR. Yes, we need all that.
Yeah, we need 4 hours of that thing and a whole shot of the Justice League walking up a whole bunch of stairs for some reason. The Snyder Cut actually did that.
Quick, we gotta look up all these stairs. What is this? Ghostbusters?
Oh, they take their time.
Famicom or something?
Let me know when we hit the 3rd floor. I'm gonna throw up.
Oh no.
But anyways, we got some interesting topics here. A lot's been happening the past couple of weeks on a couple of movies, like the Mario movie, for instance.
Still haven't
It's
seen
breaking.
Haven't seen it. I gotta see it.
it. Me too.
This-
I still haven't seen it.
I've not seen it either.
I'm gonna let you start this one off, Ty, because I got some shit to say too.
So critics aren't wrong about some things, about like Peach being a badass and it being kind of controversial. But when you look at the lineup that was released, you need Peach to have those skills. Is she gonna beat Chris over the head with a umbrella or something? Or heck, let's use a frying pan on him.
Both sound equally arousing.
Oh my. But in all fairness, this has been probably the best adaptation for a origin story video game movie I have seen in a very, very long time.
Yeah. I second that. Honestly, this movie is what Once and Always should have been more like. I mean, like, because they both go after the same thing. They're both clearly trying to market toward older fans and younger fans. Mario does it much more successfully. It gives it room to breathe. There's an Easter egg every like 5 seconds. You will die if you try to play a drinking game of how many Easter eggs you can find, and it does it in the most charming way. The plot's very tropey and predictable, but it's just a fun movie. I mean, like, you're not going to get a work of art from, I mean, it's Illumination. These are the guys who give us the Minions. Not a work of art, but it's fun, it's entertaining, and it's not the original Super Mario Brothers movie. So I think I really liked it. I think you guys will too.
Which I can honestly say, the original actor for Luigi has some points. But if you watch the first 10 minutes of it, you go, okay, this is not the same Mario. So it makes sense. But I would like him to come in for the next movie and possibly play a character and express that anger more. I want him to express that anger towards Mario. I think it would be an interesting plot point for a couple of characters.
I think I get what you're talking about, but I think you have to give context, because when I was listening to that, I was just like, what do you mean that he needs to come in and show anger? So could you give more context?
That sounds more like Mr. L than Luigi.
Mr. L or Wall Luigi. How we've been
We need
wanting
Waluigi, yeah.
Everyone wants Waluigi. Wario is probably another character he could play. That would make sense. But not having Italians to play Italians makes an interesting sense. When I hear Chris Pratt's voice, when I hear the guy who played Luigi's voice, it feels like Mario and Luigi and I think this is the tone they were going for, and I believe it was in an interview or two, that they wanted a more modernized Italian.
What?
Okay, so we're gonna have to give some context, because you got to think of it like no one may know this, because again, it's very like what's the context between having the original person who played Luigi in there? So from what my gathering is, do you want to give the context, Ty, or do you want me to do it?
He's, as far as I know from the stuff that I've seen on Twitter and YouTube, he is angry that there was no Italian American representation.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But he
add to it, because I know I'm missing some things.
It's a Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah. So the context between this, from what I've gathered over the time, John, I cannot say his surname, John
Leguizamo.
There we go, that's him. Pretty much wanted to be in the Super Mario movie as Luigi or something like that. And
okay.
they turned around and said no, and he massively went on blast, and he turned around and started shouting and screaming and saying like the Super Mario movie is I think racist, or it's like they need more Latinas, they need this, they need that. They went absolutely fucking hard. He went hardcore on them. So he made all these. I'm trying to look at articles, and now he was like, I'm not going to do it. And now he wants to be in it, but I don't think like. Maybe it's someone at Nintendo or Illumination would have said, do you know what? That's absolutely fine. You can do this. But after his massive outburst and him trying to boycott the movie, arguing with them, I'd be like, fuck no. Like, we'll include them, do more inclusion, but we're not having you in it because you fucking tried to ruin our movie. So, which would have absolutely made no sense, because he was saying like the Super Mario Brothers, the original one was really good. I was like, have you seen that film? You were all drunk when doing it, and it made no sense to the Super Mario lore. So
yeah,
I know
like talk about 90s throwbacks. Oh geez, that movie was so terrible and cheesy.
Yeah, I used to kind of like it as a kid, but then kind of looking back at it, there's nothing that would be like Super Mario to me. He just literally this guy tried to like turn around and say like, oh, he's not going to do it because it doesn't rep it and stuff like that. And I'm just like, you got jealous that they didn't ask you to be in it, and maybe someone was like, oh, maybe we should, and then no one liked him or something. I think there's a massive difference on that one. Yeah, I don't like him, and the original movie is fucking weird.
I'll admit I actually liked that movie once upon a time, but then I grew up.
Yeah, and you realize this is a bad movie.
Yeah, I do think though, I liked Chris Pratt as Mario. I thought he was fine. I mean, frankly, I think the people who made those trailers owe him an apology, because they put all of his worst recordings in the trailer. I swear to God, they did that on purpose. I thought Charlie Day as Luigi was perfect. I think they were great when they were on screen together. But I still think that with better direction, Bob Hoskins would have made the perfect Mario. God motherfucking rest that man's soul. I miss him.
I really want them to get Danny DeVito in. That's who I wanted the most.
Yeah, there was a rumor that he was going to be in this movie, and he wasn't. That makes me sad.
Wasn't that the Pikachu one? Because I know a lot of people wanted him in that one as well.
It's got to happen soon, man.
I would love it.
Got to happen soon.
Yeah, that's the controversy with Thingy as well. Fucking just, I don't like the Luigi guy. I think he's a bit of a prick. But again, like, if he tried to now come back and be like, oh, I love the Super Mario movie, it's so good. It's like, dude, you fucking ruined any chances of actually being in there.
He probably just had a bad day. I've heard he's usually a humble guy.
I think
who's a humble guy?
John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
He wanted to be in the Mario movie as Luigi, and apparently when they refused to cast him, he went off the rails and accused the film of being racist.
Yep.
For Italians.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing. So yeah, but I wouldn't cast him in it. I'd just be like, fuck this shit. You're out.
But despite all that hate, all that shenanigans, it is breaking Disney. It is making Disney terrified.
Oh yeah. As is DreamWorks, honestly. I mean, Disney's got to step up. Disney has to step up their game if they want to compete with this shit.
I've only seen reports about Disney, not DreamWorks, not anyone else.
It's a whole new world. Hey, Disney got a better song.
Yeah, but you can't.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. The fucking soundtrack for this movie.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I think with even if you have the best music in the thing, if the acting's shit, you're not going to go and watch it, are you? You're just going to turn around and go, "That was an utter wank of time."
Yeah,
we watched Once and Always.
Yeah, but at least I had some good parts to it, and actually answered a few things. But like, yeah, I mean, to be fair, even like, was it? It's all really it's all really bad.
The performances in this movie are actually really good. Aside from Vincent, what's his face is Cranky Con. What is that sound?
Yeah.
I am so sorry. I'm trying to eat a burrito. I'm so starving.
All good. Are you like
Hey, when you're hungry, you're hungry.
Are you falling
my-
out of a plane or something? There's a lot of wind.
It's wind.
Yeah, I'm hearing like a lot of
The
like, background
wind.
noise. I
Let
think
me
we
mute
Just
myself.
caught,
had it fixed.
guys. I think we caught Darrell skydiving.
By eating a burrito. Let me mute myself.
Eating a burrito.
But transitioning into a DreamWorks series that probably needs to die, but was rebooted through another really good movie about a cat, Shrek 5.
Yeah.
Why do we need it?
They're recording for it now. Personally, I can't wait for it. After
Yeah.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, I hope they bring the same creative team back for this movie. But after that movie, I can't wait to see Shrek 5, man.
Yeah. I think
Is everybody coming back? Like Mike Myers,
Everybody,
Eddie
yeah.
Murphy, Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, and they're bringing in Salma Hayek as Kitty Softpaws and Harvey Goldman, I think his last name is pronounced, as Perito.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I think I can't wait to see it, honestly. And again, the moves that DreamWorks is making, that's another reason Disney has to be scared.
Well, even with Shrek 5 coming out, I got a trailer last night for It's Tiny, It's Toony, We're All a Little Loony. We're so
shit.
loony we have to make a Shrek 5. Now they're bringing back Tiny Toons.
it's nostalgia at its best.
I liked Tiny Toons. I mean, like, it's going to go one of two ways. Either they're trying to push an IP or they actually have a story to tell. So it's more likely the second one, but we'll see. I like Tiny Toons personally. I
Yeah,
thought that was good shit.
it was a decent show back in the day. Like I'm not going to turn around and be like, oh, this is shit or anything like that.
Yeah, I thought it was cute.
I'm nervous because all these reboots are coming back of shows, like stuff that I thought would be great, actually kind of being a weak point. Like the Proud Family. Love the Proud Family.
Mhm.
My name is Penny Proud. I'm cute and loud, and I got it going on. But now the new version, Louder and Prouder, is a weak point. I'm sorry.
It
But
is a
hopefully
very
this-
weak point. I went 2 episodes in and went, this is not my Proud Family.
Don't need to see it.
What happened to Oscar? What happened to Penny Proud? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not funny to me. It's not good.
I mean, the slapstick's still there with Sugar Mama, but
Sugar
See-
Mom was the best.
I think when it's one of those, it depends on how who's controlling it and stuff like that. Like I've never seen the show. I know of it, so I have no idea of like what the show's like. But I think like when someone says let's reboot it, I think you either have to tick so many boxes because like one last thing doesn't work. Like, you know, let's say like they cast a British person and they get an American actor to do a fake English accent. People will be like, well, no, you're not allowed that. You should have given that job to a British person. Or, you know, we need to put the political stance behind this because, you know, we know that you're going to watch it because you grew up with this, but anyone new to this may not, you know, may decide what to do. So they have to have this agenda, and it's absolutely killing it. Like,
yep.
personally, I would absolutely like if they brought like Looney Tunes back, and then like say Baby Looney Tunes, whatever, was like they had a mallet thing, where every single like scene or every single thing when someone makes a joke, they got the mallet. You then take that out and be like, well, we can't have that because that's that's a bad thing because that's showing violence and stuff, and we're not allowed that anymore. It's like, but that was the whole integrity of the show. That's what made it interesting and funny. No one's gonna think that Hazing with a giant mallet would do this. And then they go like, oh, we're gonna take this out because we're not allowed. You ruin the whole thing. And then they input it with something like, oh, we hit him with a carrot stick instead. It's like, what?
I
That doesn't make sense.
I doubt they go that far. I mean, like they still put Tom and Jerry out there. So
Yeah. but they I know that they've changed a few things with it, but that's the premise. What I'm trying to say is, if they change something, they will do, because someone on Twitter may not like it. What was that? I think they changed something in a film, I don't know, or TV program, because someone with, like, say 2 Twitter followers said something, and then they changed an entire whole thing because it didn't align with what it was or something. And that to me is just, what? Why would you do it? So, I mean, look at X-Men. Look at the new X-Men. They will, even though that was very political, I guarantee that if they stick with the political stuff, it's going to focus on one thing and one thing only. And that's going to be so bored, because they're not fighting. They're having a tea party, and then that's all they're doing. It's just like, bring me what was good.
And this brings me to my next point. And this ties into a few different topics we have, like Mr. Beast's friend and live action Moana. How many check marks do you need? Why go this checkmarky route? Like, is it true, or are they just doing it to boost their business or their movie or whatever? Like, we have accused Disney of race swapping for so long with these live action movies. Moana's no different. Or no, sorry, it was Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch. They race swapped every single character. They're not going to Hawaii. They're not getting actual Hawaiians to play the characters.
They're making them white, right?
Yeah, they killed off Bubbles, one of the best guys.
What?
Yeah,
no, they didn't kill him off. He's still in the thing. They didn't kill him off.
Yeah, but that was after outrage. It was like 2 days of outrage saying, no, get Cobra Bubbles back. Mr. Bubbles was a key moment in Lilo and Stitch. You take that away and put some just random social worker in, it's not going to feel the same.
Yeah.
Is she still going to have the CIA Men in Black background? Doubt it.
I mean, from what I know, like from for the character Bubbles, from what I know and what I read, what's his name? Terry Crews was supposed to play Bubbles.
And that would have made absolute perfect sense. Terry Crews would have made that role.
He wouldn't have had like the same stoic charm, but it's Terry Crews. He would have made the guy awesome.
Right.
Dude just like rolled 100 on charisma,
Power.
man.
Old Spice. Power. Old Spice commercials.
Dude, that guy is literally a D&D character who somehow rolled 100 on charisma. But I thought, so yeah, I mean, just stop trying to use politics as a substitution for good storytelling, guys. Come on.
See, I think it still blows down to, it's what people are going to say on Twitter. I mean,
why do people still care about Twitter? The people on there have lost their humanity on that fucking like devil's armpit of a site.
Yeah. See, it's because they don't want to get cancelled, so it's like they have to tick boxes. But as we've seen so many times, if you turn around and make a good story, no one cares about it, and those people outraging aren't the ones going to do it. Like, isn't the comic book industry where everyone's like saying like, oh, you have to change this, and they found out like majority of people who buy comic books aren't on Twitter. Like 10% people are on Twitter that buy comic books, and no one gives a shit. So it's more like, do you just please that one person that just made the account yesterday? It's like, I won't watch your product, or I won't go see it because you're not representing, or you're not putting this person in, and blah 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 blah. Or are you going to please the people that like have been there to support this brand from like day one? What are you effectively going to do? And me personally, I would just be like, fuck what people think, make it what you want. Like, it doesn't matter if you have one person and a million people in that are completely different. Turn around and go, right, how do we make this good? Who are the best actors we can get? Who is free? Let's fucking make this.
That's what gets the real audience going.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about this whole thing with Mr. Beast is I've seen a few videos where his buddy Chris has transitioned. Okay, that's fine and all. If he hasn't felt right in his body, I support him 100%.
Same.
But the way that his coworkers look at him in those videos, there is something wrong. Like Mr. Beast does not look happy. But he supports his friend.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, you have a lot of people in the live chats who are going on there just to bully Chris for transitioning. I think that's what they're uncomfortable with. Because I mean, like Jimmy has like stood by Chris steadfastly, and I think it all seems very genuine. I think it's just like they're getting ready for the onslaught, which there has been one.
Yeah. And also, you've got to kind of think of, because of it's a live stream, you're not all the time you're going to be super smiley and happy, but also you've got to get through a lot of stuff at the same time. So if you're only on stream for like an hour, 2 hours, and you've got 1,000 boxes to open, you're going to be like, right, we have to get this done straight away. So, I mean, and also, like, you don't know what he's been thinking. He could be thinking, oh shit, well, this wasn't a good thing. Like, otherwise, Chris would have been out, whatever Chris calls themselves. Like, he probably would have been out there a lot faster than anything. But yeah, again, Mr. Beast is standing by his friend. Like, he's making sure that he's okay. So I don't see it as a problem at all. And again, like, it's not affecting anyone. I don't see Chris coming around slapping every single person going, ha ha.
Well, the one comment that really struck me and why I think it's kind of a stunt, and I'm not saying it is, so don't come after me or us about this, but when you go out of your way to say in front of an audience of 3.5 million people watching your channel and say, yeah, I'm transitioning, we are Legion, and with everything going on, that raises red flags for any industry for me, going, okay, I don't want to support this, because if I don't watch something, then I'm a bigot, I'm the problem that X thing failed, all because I want to be myself. Live and let live.
Yeah.
Don't be the thing you're trying to hate. I guess is my entire point. And that's what some of these people don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, like, you have a lot of people on the right wing, especially, who say, like, they're coming after your children. No, they're just trying to live their lives. And
no, here's the thing. And this is where you're wrong on that. Some are, and that's the problem.
Some are. Yeah.
Some, the ones that are coming after the children and wanting the children to be trans, because it's not the community, it's the trans, the bad trans. Every community has them.
Yeah, I mean, like, without mentioning specific names, you and I have dealt with predators in this industry, and people like that are the reason we have these debates. Bad people, bad actors, and bad agents like that. But again, it doesn't mean that's all of them. I mean, you can't solve the woes of humanity with blanket solutions. You gotta account for individual differences. And if a person's not hurting anybody, let them live their lives. But the thing is, a lot of these people who are coming after Chris now, your Ben Shapiro's, your Matt Walsh's, your Steven Crowder's, they're just bigots. That's all it is.
Well,
I'm just trying to call a spade here.
Well, the thing about like Matt Walsh is, if you're going to transition, right?
Yeah.
Right.
How do you know that's what you want, for one? Two, do you know what you're transitioning into? And this is the point I keep bringing up to every person. Transitioning, go for it. But when you go up to a doctor and get him fired for misgendering or mispronouncing you, when he's trying to help you transition and give the right medication, you're a dumbass. You are the Ben Shapiro. You are the Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is 100% correct. If you can't identify the thing you're transitioning into,
right, You shouldn't
Why
be doing
do?
it.
You see
Plain
what
and
you,
simple. You shouldn't be
guys,
doing
guys, you see what you did? You made Matt Walsh right about something.
it. Oh,
I mean, again, you can be whatever you want to be. This is a free country. It is exactly what it's supposed to be.
right,
Don't
right.
be the thing you're hating. Don't be those Christians that want to shove religion down your throat. Don't be those people. I have plenty of trans friends that are happy the way they are. And I've had a couple where they're like, I don't know if I want this anymore. I I thought I had it back in the day, but now that I'm this, I don't know.
It's
That's why we choose in high school the big decisions. It shouldn't be made up to children because children are going to, and this
I'll
is
be
why I
right
say
back.
don't go after the children. That if they go after your children, they're going to make really stupid mistakes right off the bat, just like we did when we were children. The flipping off the swings backwards, the riding our bikes in dangerous alleyways. They they're going to make those stupid decisions, and they're going to treat this trans LGBTQ Christianity anything as a fad. It's going to become a fad.
Oh, there's a
And
there. Yeah, it's an informed consent thing, basically. You come to an age where you can make those decisions properly with the right information. That's why, like at a certain age, doing this to somebody is criminal. But when they get to an age of consent, it's they're adults. They can make their own decisions. Let them live their lives as long as they're not hurting anyone. You know.
and the maturity of if they don't want to go through puberty, um I don't know really how to answer that. That's probably up to them as well. Anyways, rants aside,
How about GG,
I
man?
think we had another good topic that Mark actually has to rant about. Hey, Mark, how about your screen ranting?
Oh, Screen Rant. Yeah, I hate them. Well, I don't hate them. I just generally think that they need to write better articles. But I think they're using AI to kind of write a lot of their stuff, which I generally kind of think is one of the worst things at the moment. Because I mean, I ranted about them quite a while ago. But it's stuff like articles like the Pink Ranger uses says like her weapon is the best weapon ever, and it's like, yeah, it's good for long range attacks and stuff, but up close sometimes it's not the best that you can use. You know, if someone turned around and said, right, you're being a sniper, cool, I'll use a sniper rifle. If someone said you're a sniper, but then I was like, well, it's better for me to have a grenade launcher because I'll get more of an impact. That's 10 times better. What else did I'm just having a quick look at what I did. Or saying like, oh, every single ranger has PTSD, and it's like, but that's mentioned in the comic books. It's not mentioned in a kids show. You know, it's what else did they say? I'm just having a look quickly. Or saying like, oh, Super Sentai is lazy. And it's like, what the fuck? And it's just like no one needs to know this. Like no person wants to read articles like this. Majority of it is just exactly the same. It's like they'll give like one line of sentence to something completely different, and you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, for fuck's sake, actually write articles that people want to read. But yeah, like I'm not a big fan of Screen Rant. I think they need a lot more work to it, but I think they're just using like Chat GPT just to kind of write everything down for them.
Yeah, a lot of the Screen Rant
man.
articles that I looked at and that have popped up on my Facebook, I'm like, well, Mark's gonna probably cover that.
Yeah, I
And
mean, if I go to have a look at it, like let's have a look at like Screen Rant at the moment. It's like when they reference like 8 theories in once and always, and that to me was just the same thing. It was just like, well, you're now taking stuff from the comic books, and like everyone knows that the comics and the TV series are completely different, but it just feels like Screen Rant wants to link it in. Like they did an article like the controversy of the skirt, And I'm like, why is a Pink Ranger skirt so controversial? Because it's not whatsoever. It's only because they mention it in the Turtles Boom thing, where it's just like, oh, you chose not to wear a skirt. Yeah, I chose not to. Well, that's controversial, and they never addressed it back in the 90s. It's like no one gives a shit about it. Like I guarantee you, no one in the 90s went, do you know what? I don't think the Pink Ranger should wear a skirt. I think it should have been up to her. I mean, the yellow one doesn't. It should have been up to the pink. She should have taken. They should have taken it off there. And it's like, no one cared about it. Like no one cares about it now. And if they do, it's just like, why after so many years? So I generally like it. Just annoys me with Screen Rant because they'll bring up some bullshit article and then it will literally be something. Like what? Let's have a quick look at the thing. All 13 Mighty Morphing Power Ranger characters missing from Once and Always, and then it will literally go straight into like a little bit, and then it's like, oh, like Trini Kwan. Did they? Oh, that's one I'm going to rant on. Tommy Oliver, Jason Lee Scott, Kimberly Hart. It's like Zordon, like Lord Zed. Well, why? This entire thing is really infuriating me as I look at it. Like, it's number two is Vince Scorpina. Let's okay. Let's read that. Let's read one. Let's look at why. Why is Jason Lee Scott? Austin Sir John, who played Jason in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, did not return for Power Rangers Once and Always. Like Tommy, Jason's technically in Once and Always. Well, there you go. He's technically in it. However, the original Red Ranger never removed his helmet and was captured by Robot Rita right at the beginning. Austin St. John exited Mighty Morphin Power Rangers during Season 2. The actor would later reprise his role as Jason in Power Rangers Zeo and Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. Jason also returned in Power Rangers Wild Forces Forever Red and Power Rangers Beast Morphers Grid Connection. Rocky is the Red Ranger in the Power Rangers Once and Always. Steve Cardenas replaced Austin St. John in Mighty Morphin Season 2, becoming the second Red Ranger in the Power Ranger history. To morph into the Red Ranger, Rocky uses the same powers that once belonged to Jason. However, Power Rangers Once and Always quickly avoided potential lore inconsistencies by establishing that Alpha 9 created power coins. Proxy power coins, Rocky was able to morph into Tyrannosaurus Red Ranger, even though duplicate power coins can be quite dangerous. They just say in that article he's there. So yeah, it really fucking pisses me off when they read articles like these people were missing. Okay, Trini Kwan, the actress who played Tweetrang, died in September 2003 after a car accident. In a car accident. Power Rangers Once and Always is the first Power Rangers to address what happened to Trini following Trini's Twang's death. The Power Rangers reunion was dedicated to Tweetrang, offering an in the universe consultation to Trini's story. Once and Always established that Trini was alive until thingy. So she was still in it. Like, how can you tell not to watch it?
As somebody who used to write for Screen Rant, what they do is they try to pressure you into putting out 2 articles every week. So I think that has a lot to do with it. And they have a very rigorous process of, you got to get it through the editors, you got to have it peer reviewed and approved. So there's a lot of pressure there, and it really does not result in the best articles. So yeah, there's a reason I stopped writing for them.
I just feel like if you're going to write 2 articles and people are going to watch this and want to come back to it, because if I don't normally look at Screen Rant at all, but it's when they bring up these sorts of articles. Like it just means that it's like who we're missing, but technically they're not missing because you see it. Just because they don't remove their helmets doesn't mean it. Like you don't go, who's that Red Ranger? That could be Jason. Yeah, it is. Hey, Jace. Yeah, how are you doing? All right. That sort of thing. Like I just don't understand it, and it infuriates me. Like I'm sure when you wrote your articles and stuff, you would do the either basic research or a little bit more research into it and be like, right. Yeah. This is what we, this is how you get people to come back. That's going to be another rant video I'll do in the next day or 2.
And I thought of unique topics. I mean, like I went all out. I did my best, and still there was always the pressure, and that's where lactose writing often comes from. I don't know if I use that word right, but I mean, that's where lackluster writing often comes from, is all the pressure. You know, sometimes you just got to let the person work their process.
Yeah, it just, all of this angers me. Like, yeah, write it properly, as you said, and make sure you do it. Like, it sounds like you actually wrote decent articles for them.
That I did. I can link some to you guys in just a second if you'd like.
Yes, I would like to read them. I just hate Screen Rant. I generally just don't think they're very good at writing articles, and that massive clickbaity one is just really infuriating me.
I think a lot of their articles have been clickbaity lately.
Screen Rant is just as problematic as IGN.
Oh,
yeah,
IGN.
I haven't looked into them. I know there was an article that I wanted to look at. But I mean, like, okay, so this is literally all 16 Rangers captured by Robot Rita, or all 6 Mighty Morphing Rangers who returned for the 30th anniversary. Why Power Rangers once and always didn't replace the Green Ranger. Power Rangers reveals what happened to the original Ranger. What happens to Min? Power Rangers Cosmic Fury needs a Yellow Ranger. All 13 Mighty Morphing Power Rangers characters missing from Once and Always. The OG Power Rangers still got a new morphing sequence. It's about time. Power Rangers new Power Coin fixed a decades-old plot hole. What plot hole was there? There was no, again, not unless I can't figure that one out. Why Amy Jo Johnson isn't in Power Rangers Once and Always? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always 2. Release date, cast, story, and details. Everything we know. So apparently, Simon Bennett has not even confirmed that they've even done it. But apparently, 3 days ago, there was Once and Always 2. What have they written on that one? I bet it's all fuck all. So where they say that they've got it. So the title is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Cast Once and Always 2. Release date, cast, story, details, everything we need to know. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always List 2 news. The Once and Always 2 is not confirmed. So there you go. Once and Always 2 release date info, no information. Mighty Morphin Cast Once and Always 2. The cast of Mighty Morphin should return, but so again, Ty, you've linked me to getting my aneurysm early.
There's literally no plans for Once and Always 2, 3, 4, 5. There's what the hell?
Yeah, I know. These are the articles. Like when you go back in, like even after going back as far as I went, like 4 days ago. So like they've had so many articles since then. So when I started looking, it was like about April 14th, roughly around that time. So they've made more articles like why the original Red Ranger actor isn't in Power Rangers Once and Always, how my Morphing Power Rangers Dark Tone affected Once and Always score, Power Rangers composer pitches Once and Always becoming its own series. So again, that was they interviewed Ron. Power Rangers Always video has Rangers fighting putties in OG location. Power Rangers Once and Always review nostalgia and nothing more. Power Rangers new forms prove 90s wasted that mighty morphing powers. So yeah, we can go
There's
on.
a lot.
Yeah. Why does Power Rangers Once and Always look so old? Trini's fate in Power Rangers reminds us of what happened to Twee Twang. What? What? So yeah. Yeah, this is how I get angry. There's only a few topics in the entire world of Power Rangers that gets me really fucking angry and my blood boiling. So yeah, there's always that.
Yeah, I could just imagine that vein just poking out your head right now.
I just get angry. I just really, really do. But they make for good videos. So next week, whole load of Screen Rant time.
Just tell us how you really feel, man.
I get angry. Like I'm not allowed to swear in the first 8 seconds of the video or something like that.
I think they updated it to like 30 or something. That's no, 15, yeah.
I can wait 15 seconds before I say fuck.
Can you though?
I can. Like when it comes to
that's a long 15 seconds.
It'll be something like, hey guys,
for what you're talking about, yeah.
Be like, welcome back to the channel. Today I am talking about Once and Always and 15 seconds. Fuck!
Fuck Screen Rant.
Yeah. Just the one thing that one article, this like what is it? Was it where's that one? It just said about Tweed Huang. Like, yeah, Trini's fate and parents remind us of what happened to Tweed Huang. Did Rita come down and blast her with a fucking bolt of lightning? No, like, how? Why? Like, it's something completely different. Yeah, again, it's just like they just add to it, and it's just who like this other person that's written this. What has he written? Yeah, like Star Wars and Batman and Marvel and DC stuff. Oh no, shit, he's written a lot about Power Rangers. He's become my arch nemesis.
Bored.
I think I'm gonna do a Chat GPT video and say write me an article like this and then see what it comes up with.
Oh no.
I'm gonna do that, yeah, and just see like which is true. This article by Screen Rant or this article by an AI generated. Oh,
just watches it's like 100% compatibility or something.
It is, like, to be fair, my favorite video so far that makes me giggle, and it's not out yet, is Ben Savage was the Blue Turbo Ranger. It is by far the thing that makes me laugh the most when I'm feeling annoyed. So I'm wondering if that would sound like a Screen Rant rant.
No, no Screen rant.
Yeah. But what's our next topic then? What's our next topic?
I don't know. I kind of fell asleep.
We're kind of going all out of order here. I like that. I like it when we improvise. We've got the Harry Potter series. We got Elon Musk Twitter.
Elon Musk Twitter.
Skip.
Ariana Grande fans.
Definitely skip.
Whoa. I could care less about Ariana Grande.
Not the Harry Potter series.
Skip. I don't care.
I'm just gonna say it right here. I'm getting ready to get dunked on in 3, 2, and the Harry Potter movies are mid.
No one cares about them. They came out years ago. But anyway, if we talked about Ariana Grande, if this was Beyonce turns around and asks fans to stop commenting on her weight, we'd have a 20-minute, 30-minute video.
Exactly, but it's not Beyonce. This is Ariana. Skip.
You're gonna look Mark in the eye and tell him that he's wrong. Is he wrong?
I like Ariana Grande. I just have no idea.
But I mean,
why
they called her skinny or something. Like I don't know. Like, how can you comment on somebody's weight? I mean, we did this before with Chadwick Boseman, and come to find out he had cancer. We did this just recently with Hugh Jackman. Come to find out he said that he was cancer free. Now we're talking about Ariana Grande. I don't want to talk about her because we don't know what the hell is going on in personal life. So can we skip?
Yeah, I just think. I mean, let's say that she's absolutely fine.
Pretend it's Beyonce.
Yeah, yeah, I just don't know why like fans are going like, oh, she's too thin, she's too big. It's like who gives a fuck? Like at the end of the day, Ariana Grande is going to do her own thing. Like if she decides to eat 1,000 cheeseburgers or doesn't want to eat 1,000 cheeseburgers, she doesn't have to. I don't know why people are so fixated on celebrities' weight or anything like that. Just it infuriates me. Why? Not Screen Rant.
That's why I said because we don't know what's going on in this girl's personal life. Maybe she's just on a hell of a diet. Maybe there's something internally going on with her. We don't. It's not our business. I don't want to comment on it. So skip. Next topic.
It's not Beyonce, guys. Skip.
Even if it was Beyonce, I wouldn't even talk about it because again, you guys are missing the whole point. We cannot give an opinion or a voice on what's going on with someone's health. We don't know. It's not a place to talk about it. Which is why I'm saying skip.
No, all jokes aside, I agree.
Right. I mean, well, there's always Puss in Boots 2 versus Avatar 2.
Oh hell no, skip. I don't care what the fuck.
Okay, when you think about it, they're two very similar movies. They both deal with cats.
Meow meow.
They're water people.
I don't know what they are.
Yeah. I just love the. I'm just gonna. I know we want to skip this one, but I just got to say it real quick. I love the irony. They thought that Avatar 2 was going to be the groundbreaking movie, and it was good. It was good, but you can't remember a name of any single one of the new characters. Meanwhile, people are still seeing Puss in Boots 2 in theaters. People are still talking about it. It's making so much more. It's making so much money, buckets of it, getting much better reviews. It gave us one of the best villains ever put in a movie overnight. It's just accomplished so much more than Avatar 2 did. And like, I mean, Avatar 2, says save the whales. That's an important message. But like, they focus entirely on that message for better or worse. And Puss in Boots 2 is just like, we're just gonna tell a kick-ass fairy tale, and
Right.
they're reaping all the rewards. I find it satisfying. I love it. I love it.
I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I have Peacock. I may watch it.
It's so good, man. It's so good. It's way better than it has any right to be.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look it up on my Fire Stick.
It's, as far as Shrek movies go, it's a very close second behind Shrek 2 at the very worst.
Okay. Okay. I'll definitely check it out. I'll check it out. But we got a lot of topics here. Mr. Chris was just writing stuff. Studios re-embark on theatrical releases. Re-embrace. Gotcha. Well, yeah, we out of COVID, so of course theatrical releases are taking the main stage again, which is good. What is Cabinet Curiosities? Oh no, that's that horror show on Netflix. We are definitely. I
have not seen it.
Anybody who is afraid of either tight, small spaces, rats, or both, enjoy episode 2, because holy fuck.
Fucking hell.
What episode of episode 2?
Episode 2. The guy straight up encounters Master Splinter.
We're talking about Turtles.
Master Splinter on meth, man.
No, yeah, they're talking about Cabinet Curiosities.
Yeah, it's actually really good. The third episode in particular is peak horror.
Yeah, y'all know how I am about horror, so that's absolutely I would never experience that show. So yeah.
I swear to God, like it's why am I blanking? Guillermo del Toro. It's his baby. Each episode is written and directed by different people. I swear to God, he got the most like creative yet fucked up people together and took them off their meds and just said, "Go for it, enjoy," and take. Feel free to take plenty of inspiration from Lovecraft while you're at it.
Because we can't get enough of Lovecraft. We can't get out of that eldritch horror. I'm guilty of this. I got like one board game that I still need to get for that's around like almost $1,000 worth of product.
You know what? I want to see Guillermo's take on Power Rangers. I do love Pacific Rim, the first one.
Yes.
Not the second one, the first one, okay?
You want to see his take on Power Rangers, though?
Man, can you imagine what he could do with Power Rangers? That would be great. I mean, we got Power Rangers. Technically, it just wasn't called Power Rangers. It was called Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Pacific Rim 3 coming out.
That was a fun one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down for
Pacific
Pacific
Rim. I still need to
Rim.
finish the animated series. I haven't finished the animated series yet.
I probably won't watch it. I'll go watch the new Godzilla and Kong movie coming out here soon.
Oh shit!
Of the monsters. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I'm watching it too in theaters. I mean, do we want to talk about that a little? By the way, the theater's resurging.
Yeah, let's go to it because I'm definitely going to experience that movie in 4DX because I want my seats to shake. I want to get sprayed by water. I want to smell the funky hot breath. I want all that.
4DX. What?
Yes,
what?
I'm looking. Okay, 4DX is an experience. Okay. Don't you guys remember you go to an amusement park and you watch like the movie at the screen and the seats be moving, the chairs be punching you in the back, you got scents going in your face, fog machines, wind machines.
Yeah,
that's 4DX, and they have theaters
God.
specifically for that.
That must be out your area. I don't have that out here.
You Google it and find it and go to your nearest one. Let me tell you, the first movie I saw in 4DX was Doctor Strange, and my God, that was a mind trip. It was so mind-blowing. I'm gonna stab myself in the eye trying to drink my drink with my straw. It was so much going on. It was just so amazing.
You almost stabbed yourself in the eye with the straw.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, what theaters can you go see said movie in that format?
They have to be calibrated for 40x. So basically, all the big blockbusters, the Avatars, the Marvels, the DCs, some smaller scale films. Oh, and Fast and the Furious.
Oh
That
yeah, Fast X
that-
is coming out next month.
that shit was crazy in 40x. Okay, you could smell the burning rubber, the gas,
Ooh.
the way it would turn the because the seats move and bounce you up and down and all. It's a sensory overload. So
Oh
I
wow.
yeah no yeah, but there's positives and negatives to 40x. The positive is it's a ride. Okay, it is a fucking ride. Negative is sensitive
Negative
to
is you
smell
fucked up afterwards.
and sensory overload. Don't try to eat or drink anything in this movie. Do it before. I don't understand why they serving popcorn and drinks. There's no way you can eat safely.
Yeah. No eating on the roller coaster.
You would
Isn't he got-
swallow your popcorn, stab yourself in the eye with your straw. It's
Yeah.
just what's going on.
The people who work at those theaters work hard. They don't need to clean up the vomit, man.
Well, at this point, if what Darrell is saying is true, their floors are probably full of popcorn, soda, vomit, and God knows what else.
Is all this stuff in the vomit or is it all separate?
Makes you wonder, actually. Makes you wonder.
Do you know what? We
Yeah,
don't even have this in the
bundle
UK.
bundle package or separate services.
You
Oh,
don't
that's a
have
whole bundle pack.
you have to Google it and make sure talk to Regal because Regal for sure is the main manufacturer of 40X theaters.
Right.
I say tweet them, Mark, do whatever you got. Facebook them and be like, look, we need 40X out here for experience
Oh, yeah.
because it is a ride. It is so much.
Part of me is just like, I don't normally go to the cinema that much anyway. So
If you have a 40X, you will go. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
You would experience it at least once. Everyone should experience this at least once in their life.
It
is
sounds
fun.
expensive though. It sounds like overly expensive.
You're looking at maybe $50 a ticket.
God damn.
fuck that.
God damn.
Unless you have a membership to one of the theaters like AMC or Regal, I pay like $20 a
Right.
month for AMC, and I get to see up to 3 free movies a week, including IMAX.
Exactly.
Nice.
But it's fun. Like I said, there's pros and cons. The only con I can see of is, like I said, if you have motion sickness, do not go to this theater.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
do not.
But either way, I'm so glad the theaters are coming back. Support the theaters, guys. The experience is unlike any
Yeah.
other. That's my church. Like bowling alleys and movie theaters, those are my churches.
This is why we are brothers, man, because I love it. I mean, that's my
Fair
free
enough.
time. It's
Yes.
a communal experience. Like y'all know I hate horror movies, but I will watch them in the theater because I'm not the only bitch up in there. Everybody else is jumping and screaming. You know what I mean? So I'm
Okay, so
good.
when It Chapter 3 comes out, I'll definitely
It
get
chapter
a print.
3? Oh.
It Chapter 3. Or no, it's called Welcome to Derry or something like that. Oh, I'll
Yeah.
come up there and we'll
Yeah,
go
welcome
watch it.
to Derry. This was called. Something I don't know. It's either It Chapter 3, like you said, or Welcome to Derry. Either way, I'm gonna see it.
Well, that's one movie that we saw in the theaters that completely, literally, I think I had a stroke, literally.
Oh,
Y'all
no.
know it. Y'all know the scene I'm
Yeah.
talking about in the first one where he jumped through the TV screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I say
Oh, yeah, I bet.
yeah, I got a concussion or something happened at that very moment. It was terrible.
Ooh, oh God. Oh no.
Ugh.
Horrible. It's just horrible.
But yeah, going back to the topic at hand, I am excited that theaters are back. The pandemic really hurt the industry. It hurt my experience because again, I just love going to the theaters, experiencing a film with a whole bunch of strangers, and in that very moment, you guys become like family. You all talking at the movie together, be like, oh shit, it's just fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. Yeah.
One really fun theater experience, too, actually. No, 3, actually. The Super Mario Brothers experience, as soon as that Nintendo logo popped up, some guy behind me was like, yeah! And I'm just like, is that hype or are we in mortal peril right now? But yeah, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, that was great too. Just a full theater having a great time with a just purely entertaining movie. John Wick 4 in IMAX. My seat was shaking and my dick was throbbing. That was an incredible.
Oh my god.
You went to go see John Wick and not something else.
In IMAX, man. It's amazing. That's an
Oh,
IMAX
God.
experience, dude.
Oh my.
Oh, what the
That
was a lot of
escalated.
It escalated like once and always should have, right?
Keyword it should have, but it
Oh,
didn't.
Lord. Oh, God. Okay, I'm gonna just say this. I don't know Chris's full experience with John Wick 4, but I'm probably gonna say the one scene that did it for him is the stairs. It's the stair scene. That's what probably did it.
The stairs was incredible, but the one that really did it for me was the Wonder crane shot of the dragon's flame shotgun, man. That is one of the best action sequences ever, man.
Hey, I'm watching it tonight. Shush.
He said, "Shush."
Anyways, one movie that
viewers-
me and Lou are gonna probably go see with our parents, and she's freaking out about it. Yeah, she needs the bees, all the bees, especially with
Dracula. Yes.
no, not
Renfield,
Dracula. You fool!
Renfield, my bad.
No, Redfield. That's too comedic. I'm talking about Transformers here, fool.
Oh.
Yes. They are finally adapting Beast Wars. Let's fucking go. Oh my god, that movie looks like it's gonna be good.
Oh, there's so many films I gotta see.
It's a good year for movies, man. It's a good year for movies. We got multiple good January movies. I knew that was a good omen. Good January films, that rarely happens. And we got multiple.
Right. Oh, Lord.
I just really want to see Nick Cage's Dracula, because that's one of his dream roles, and apparently like they frame it like he's an abusive boyfriend to Renfield, like who's a badass superhero when he's not around Dracula. Like I find that fascinating. I find that fascinating.
Now, what I find hilarious about this is, and I posted it in many chats. Chris, Philip, you can contest me on this because I've done it, and I have said he's played in a movie. I can't remember the name of it, but he goes up and down the street screaming, "I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!" And now that he's actually playing Dracula, Bela Lugosi, Vampire's Dracula.
Kiss. Vampire's Kiss. I highly recommend the movie, by the way. It's great.
Now that he's actually playing Dracula, Bela Lugosi Dracula is comedical to that movie. It's like, oh, I'm a vampire, I'm a vampire. Oh God, I'm Dracula.
It's supposed to be.
Let's go with
it. I think it's actually supposed to be a sequel to the original Boris Karloff Dracula.
Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, Bela Lugosi. That one's a classic. Certified classic. Was it gonna? Oh yeah. I'm just sharing this with you guys in the chat real quick. Give me just a second. I don't know why my mouse is moving so slowly today. No, it's because I'm moving slowly. Never mind.
Let's see what you post. Chris, why did you post big dick porn in the chat? I don't understand.
Nicolas Cage teaches the alphabet. That's what that is. That's that probably would be the title for it in some alternate reality, man. Somewhere out there in the multiverse, dude. Oh, Nick Cage is a Power Rangers villain, huh? Or
we already got Elizabeth Banks as a Power Rangers villain, and it was over the top. We don't need any more.
They're all over the top. Like Master Org was literally Tommy Wiseau if he were like a superpowered eco-terrorist, man.
Hello, Rangers. The odds are never in your favor. Like, I would love that.
And of course,
Effie as a Ranger villain. Right.
She can just hands it up.
Oh no.
I'm looking over the topics while y'all talking about. I'm looking at
this has been a fun one.
Chris has like 700 more topics, and we're at the 2 hour mark. We are not getting through this. This is about to be part one.
I add one every time I see something relevant.
What the hell?
I just wanted to give us options,
That's fair. And I tried. I swear, viewers, I was trying to condense most of these topics into smaller topics, but he's the topic getter.
He has to rein me in sometimes. Does it with treats, water bottles, and like when I'm bad with the topics, when I'm really bad, he makes me sleep in the garage.
Oh my god.
This is
Yeah.
Oh no.
Where do we go from that shit?
We gotta bring it up to part 2. We gonna catch y'all on another episode with part 2. These some topics.
Oh, yeah.
What
y'all
the
don't
hell
talk about
is
Shaq getting served?
Served what?
He got sued for the whole the fucking Sam Bankman-Fried thing. He helped promote that. I need to
no idea.
Yeah.
What that is.
Yeah, I'm lost on that one.
Yeah, we'll have to research
we can
the rest
skip.
of these topics for part 2 of this.
Yeah. Yo, this was a fun episode, guys. Yeah, he was behind the FTX scandal.
Oh man, this dude got me crying over here. Y'all can't see it, but I'm literally tearing up.
You're crying. You're crying.
Anyways, I think that's a good wrap-up point.
Yeah, so how are we going to wrap up like we always do? Bye!
Catch
you next week.
Catch you nerds later around the globe.
Bye!
Bye.